Hey everyone, and welcome to Almost Cancelled. I am Peter, that is Connor, and we are going to talk about Marvel's Agents of S.h.i.e.L.D. Season 5, Episode 13. It's called Principia, so full spoilers for the episode. It's also Episode 101. Not a milestone like 100, but it sounds cool, so...
It does.
S.h.i.e.L.D. 101. Here we are. So first thing, flying ship. And not like and when I say flying ship, we're not talking like a spaceship, we're not talking about just like a plane that's flying, which is essentially a flying ship in its essence of what it is.
Yeah.
Alright? No, we're talking about a giant freighter flying in the sky.
Yeah, a big cruiser bastard.
Visual holdout. So first two things I want to mention in this episode, right? So we cut to the therapy session, right, with Werner von Strucker, right? When it first cut to him, there was like no warning. I don't think there was anything in the previously ons about him, right? Maybe I wasn't paying attention.
I don't remember anything.
Yeah.
But then again, I know I zone out in previously ons a lot.
It cut to him, right, and I went, this guy looks familiar. I've seen him in something before, right? And then the therapist mentioned you were tortured by Ward, and I went, oh, I've seen him in this.
Yeah, I did the exact
same. Then it kind of all came flooding back, and I'm like, oh yeah, Strucker's kid, and then he went into Gideon, and yeah. But it's been a long time since we've seen him. This was like mid-season 3 when we last saw him.
Yeah,
it's been a while. So that, and the other person that showed up in this episode, the team tracked down this guy who has something to do with like maybe erasing, like, you know, like forging some paperwork to make some scientist disappear. More on that in a bit, but it turns out Mac knows this guy. This is someone that Mac knew back at the academy, and like, you know, they're friends. And it turns out, he's we don't have to even threaten him. It'll be quite helpful because Mac knows him.
Yeah, we know this dude.
But as soon as I saw him, I went, that's a Busey. He looks like a Busey, as in Gary Busey, Jake Busey. But I didn't actually think he was Jake Busey. I thought he looks a bit different. And it's not even just that he's older, because I saw Jake Busey in a movie like a year and a half ago. You know, a new movie. And, I thought, no, he looked like Jake Busey in that. I think it's just a haircut, because it is Jake Busey. I looked it up afterwards. It's Jake Busey. But he's got a haircut, you know, he is a little bit older. I don't know. I was like, he's a Busey, but he didn't quite strike me as Jake Busey. But the long and short of it, there was a Busey in this week's S.h.i.e.L.D. Also, this week, referenced two dead actors, well, their characters. Both Gideon was kind of in a roundabout way referenced, and also Bill Paxton's character from Season 1. Garrett, because at one point, when they're trying to convince Coulson, maybe these scientists can keep you alive, he's like, I'm not going to go turn to Garrett, because that's what they were doing to Garrett back in Season 1. So even after episode 100, it feels like we're referencing lots of things from...
The deep cuts are continuing.
Yeah, we're all over the place here. And of course, turns out Ruby, who's our sort of blonde assassin teenager, actually knew Werner as a kid. He has a story, because he's got if you remember correctly, he ended up with this power where he has like this really good memory where he remembers everything, and he brings up her getting like a scar on her head and blah blah blah,
which kind of throws out a few other things we were questioning last week about. Or the week before maybe.
Yeah, week before when we first, because I don't think she was in last week's episode. Yeah, because we were questioning, she's not really her daughter. Like, this is more of a that's the pretend thing. And it seems to be like, nah, because I still thought it was, because I thought maybe because he said, okay, I want to see your mother. I thought when Hale walked in the room, he'd be like, wait, that's not your mother. I thought that's what was going to happen. Instead, he didn't. So
it does seem to be like, you know, because at first I was thinking, maybe he's just kind of going along with it. It's like, okay, she's the mother, but then he references events with her when they were children. So it's like, no, I guess not.
Yeah, so I guess it is just she's just a really screwed up mother who has a really weird parenting technique.
What does it say about the villains that we actually give them leniency? We assumed that, okay, this isn't really a mother.
Yeah. I think it was the vibe I was getting from the place they're living in. It felt like, she's an experiment, and this is just the way to control her by like making her think that's her mother, and like, but no,
feel like that. But
but no,
apparently not.
So it's funny because he's there and he's getting breakfast, and he's just kind of like, where the hell am I? And Ruby walks in and he's like, where am I? And then he gets really upset with her, and he grabs her by the neck. He's got a knife.
To be fair, she gives the most non-answers ever. Where am I? Here. Where's here? Where's this a safe house? Well, okay, what am I doing here? You'll get answers when you get answers. Cheers for that.
Really not the point I was
I'm just saying I condone what he does.
You condone grabbing her by the throat with a knife.
Hey, this individual, yes, I do.
All right, Connor's not allowed children, right? We've
I'm
established that.
sorry, you remember Yo-Yo's arms, right?
Yeah, but you know, he doesn't know that.
No, he doesn't. But like I said, I condone it to this individual because I know that.
No. In this vacuum, he does not know that. He is just being violent and scary. Now, here's the thing. As soon as he grabbed her, I'm like, wait a minute, she's too good to be grabbed like this. She's not even. Why should she be scared here? She's like a badass. But it's all kind of a ploy to make him feel sort of more comfortable, like he's in control, and then Hale's there. And then as soon as he leaves the room, he's like, hey, get close to him, control him. And I'll be honest, I flat out thought she was saying, have sex with him so he'll stick around.
I'm pretty sure that was what she was implying.
If not that, it was like, whatever it takes. It might be that, but...
Yeah, I think she was like, hey, if that's going to do it, then you do it.
Again, terrible mother. If that wasn't clear already. keeps her locked up in a cell, trains her as some badass assassin. Also, whore yourself out if the occasion calls for it. And she kind of gets close, but here's the fun part of this though, because I mean I was okay with this. It was like whatever, but she's like, oh, we're building a team, but she thinks it's her team, but let's make it our team. And she still puts the hand on his hand, like as if she's manipulating him. And she
outright says, you know, she told me to seduce you, and then puts her hand on him,
which kind of feels like, okay, but is this still part of the tactic to gain his trust, to make it feel like, oh, you're telling him everything and you're on his side? I was still thinking this was still a sort of bit of a double bluff kind of thing. And then later on, so he sticks around and he's like, okay, let me show you who else is on the team. And then we get to the Absorbing Man. We saw him get picked up a couple of episodes ago. So okay, so we're building this team which now has 2 past characters. So I'm wondering who else we're going to end up with by the time this team's finished. And you know, Hale comes up behind us like, oh, what did you do? He's like, oh, I told him the truth. And I'm like, I don't actually know what side she's playing now.
No, I don't either, because I'm like, okay, I knew you were going to say that line because it's kind of the cliche line, but I kind of like it here.
Yeah, does she mean I told him the truth because that just was what would work? Or when she says I told him the truth, she means I was telling the truth that I'm going to overtake this from you bitch.
Right, or is the truth, was that her plan in the first place? Like the mother's plan? Like, you know, was that a plan? I don't know.
Oh, I don't think it's the mother's plan. I think that's
it's not.
What, the daughter's going to take the team away from her?
No. But her saying, "Oh, that's the truth." It's like that. She's so aware, like she's just aware of that, like that's going to happen. That's going to be what she says to get him, because she'll try that.
Oh right, okay, no. I thought you meant that her mother actually. No, because what I'm thinking, my most definite thinking here is that when she says, "I told him the truth," she literally means she wants to overthrow her mother and use the team for their own gains, right?
Yeah.
And that's the double meaning there, where like to her mother, it's like, oh yeah, he told him like more of the truth than what you were supposed to, but that actually worked and made him trust you.
Whatever works.
Yeah. But that's what I think it means. Bye.
Yeah.
So that was a nice moment. It was a nicely delivered thing. She has a bit more of a character now than she did before.
Yeah, she's still mostly presence, but
mostly presence, but we have a bit more of intention now.
Yeah,
which is,
I will say credit to her in that, you know, sometimes when it's all presence and you spend too much time around them, that can kind of be lost. But I think she maintains it for the most part.
I think what worked about it is that she's kind of intentionally not even acting like herself for the first bit.
Yeah.
I mean, she's standoffish, sure, but like the whole like letting herself be captured, letting herself be like grabbed, and then being affectionate at that, like neither of those things were really how she is. So it all felt like she was playing him in some way.
It does, yeah.
So that works. Yo-Yo's in a not so great mood. She's kind of like flip flopping between we're all doomed, everything's coming true, or no, we can fight this. Joe, I have to say, normally I've got a fairly dirty mind. I have to admit though, when they say, oh, we'll give Yo-Yo, or I think Yo-Yo says something like, oh, like can you love me without arms or whatever, and he says, oh, those aren't the important parts.
No.
What?
It was she was asking, oh, we'll get a robot arms, and she says, oh, will you still love me with robot arms?
Yeah.
Mac has this thing about robots.
Yeah, there's a fear of robots, that's right. So those aren't the parts that matter. And I actually just got what he meant. I got the sentiment, and I got the sweetness of it, and then Jem is like, Mac. Like, which is the funniest part of the whole thing, is Simmons
is the one that calls it.
Yeah, she's like, Mac, you cheeky bugger. It's like, I don't mean that. Yeah, so that was good. And you know what? In credit to them, they flat out addressed Coulson and says, "Hey, we're going to get you some prosthetics because it's like mine, because mine's is fancy, and you'll be fine with it." And he's like, "Yeah, there's no feeling, but you'll get used to that part."
Yeah.
So it still sucks a little bit, but you know,
Hey, it's got all the cool gadgets.
you have cool functionality. I mean, she might not at first because she's just getting some leftover robot arms from
Yeah.
some
Hey,
drone
to be
dudes.
fair though, they might have some cool things in them.
They might do. They might do. Yeah. So also the other thing we need to talk about. Right. Well, first of all, they got a young photo of Henry Simmons for his like college or academy photo that they look at,
Yeah.
and on top of that, Mac Hammer, which was funny on its own, right? Funny on its own.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, so why'd you call him Mac Hammer? Oh, he made the mistake of telling us he liked MC Hammer when when he was a teenager. So MC Hammer jokes, and it doesn't get brought up for the rest of the thing. And then it's when they get to the ship, and obviously they're there to get the gravitonium that's floating there, and it's like, okay, well, when you take the gravitonium, because that's why the ship's floating, of course, when you take that away, the ship will descend. But it's actually Deke who comes up with the plan, hey, if you put it in a plastic box, you'll have 90 seconds before it'll fall. You'll have 90 seconds to get off and get back to the dropship so you can get back up to safety. And he's like, okay, fine. And Matt gets the box, he's got the box, he's just about to shut it, and he's like, hey,
He calls him Mac Hammer.
He calls him Mac Hammer. Mac Hammer. Can't touch this. And Matt honestly looks like he wants to just throw the case at him. Yeah, just throw the case at his head.
Yeah. Do you know what? S.h.i.e.L.D. is the master at this. It does this all the time where it's just this little thing that you're like, oh, that was the joke.
Yeah.
And then it won't mention it again, and then right at the end of the episode, or even sometimes the next episode, or a few episodes later, it'll come back up, and it's hilarious because of it.
It will be, yeah. It's a master at set up and payoff, this show.
It's the way it leaves it just long enough that you're kind of not expecting any more from it.
Yeah, I'm not expecting any more from it. Or I think in this case, it's actually more that I just never expected such an obvious, stupid joke. But coming from Coulson, it's actually really funny. At this moment where they could be in serious danger, and he's like, hey, can't touch this.
I don't blame him though. Great joke.
No, I don't blame him at all. And obviously, Max changed a lot, of course, over the course of the show, and Jake kind of, shows us that he's like, hey, this isn't the Mac I remember. You were the pacifist. You were this. You were that, and you've got a goddamn shotgun axe. That's not a pacifist tool.
Yeah. No, it's not.
So, it's a bit of character for Mac, and I did like that when they got on the ship and they get the thing, and some of Hale, because Hale stole most of the gravitonium, but they get the one bit that's left, it's enough for Fitz to do his thing with, but the robots come alive, that's where he gets his robots, but he basically is like, I'm getting Yo-Yo some arms, so he tells the others to go, I'll be right behind you, and he's like, it's hammer time, which, honestly, works so well, because it's not even a joke, it's just kind of badass. And this is the beauty of this joke, right? This MC Hammer joke, this Mac Hammer joke, is that they set it up, they give it a hilarious payoff, and then they give it a genuine action moment payoff. And both of them work.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's great.
It really is. It's hard to complain.
That was great. So, yeah, he gets the arms, he comes back, he brings Yo-Yo some beer, and he drags out a robot, and he's like, hey, it's time. Also, Yo-Yo saying she was stumped also made me laugh. I fully believe I'm the sort of person, if I had an ailment of some kind, whether I was losing a limb, whether I was in a wheelchair, I'd be cracking jokes all the time about it.
Oh, obviously.
So I fully applaud the use of Yo-Yo saying she's stumped.
Mac did not look impressed.
It's like, we're making those jokes now. She's just gearing up. She wants to start making ball jokes. She's just if she makes fun of her own stumpy arms, then she gets to make as many ball jokes as she wants.
It is. But what Max is like, oh, we're doing those now? Really? Inside he's going, yes, she's done it. I'm free. I can make the jokes myself now.
Does it say something about me? I'd make the first move. I'd crack the joke first.
I mean, I think you have to wait just long enough till you know they're comfortable with it.
Oh, sure, yeah. You don't do it the day after they've lost their arm.
Right, which is basically what this is. This is like a week later.
But you wait until they're not too depressed about it, and then, if it's this joke specifically, right, your friend's lost their arm, you're sitting there, let's say you're watching a quiz show, and they say, oh, do you know the answer to this one? You go, I'm stumped, and just take a drink, and just see if they get the pun.
Yeah.
Or even better yet, if the person who's lost their arm says it without realising that they're making a pun, like they just say it just naturally.
Yeah,
oh, I'm stumped.
Happens, yeah.
It's a phrase people use. You just sort of look at them smart, like,
really, dude.
Stumped.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Clearly, I'd be terrible.
We enjoyed this too much, didn't we?
We did. I'll tell you what else I enjoyed. So there was some really obvious setup that Deke was going to discover that his grandparents were Fitzsimmons, right? Oh, which reminds me, other fantastic little joke in this that I really appreciated is it was just random at the end of one of the scenes. Simmons says, "Hey Fitz, I think they had a little cute moment. It's like, oh hey husband, hey wife." He's like, "Hey Fitz, I think we should hyphenate our last name, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I agree. Simmons Fitz rolls off the tongue." I just think that's a funny joke because obviously we've been calling them Fitzsimmons, including the characters in the show have been calling them Fitzsimmons since like episode 1. So I just think that's a really good joke.
It is. He's aware of it. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to be a dick.
Simmons Fitz.
It'll be nice once they, okay, well, it's actually hyphenated. We can actually just call them Fitzsimmons individually as well, that would be accurate.
Sure. I also like the idea that we can call Deke Fitzsimmons because he's a product of both.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's Fitzsimmons.
That said, it does seem to be through his mother. So, assuming she married and took a name, that's why he's got a different name.
No, in the dystopia, people weren't marrying. He was born after everything went. People weren't marrying. Nah. Fitzsimmons. That old broad, and we see in the vision because the rift starts to open, so he sees his dead mother, and then he sees a Cree. And I'm sure we'll get maybe some other fun little moments maybe before Fitz is finished building his thing next episode maybe. I'd hope so, just for a fun bit or two. But there's a really obvious setup where she says, take small steps as long as you go in the right direction. You'll get you go where you need to, whatever the phrase was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how big the steps are as long as they're in the right direction.
Yeah, that was it. And I'm like, okay, right. And she says, oh, my mother used to say that to me. I'm like, okay, right. So this is their daughter, and Simmons is going to say it later on, and it's going to click. He's going to be like, damn it, I got the same ring, and this and that. Here's the thing, right? I was kind of laughing after last week. I was thinking, right, he's coming from Fitzsimmons, right? But he's not smart enough to realise that they're his grandparents. Now, to be fair, I understand that because someone brought this up in the comments, why wouldn't he know their names? But I believe, and someone actually double-checked this and confirmed I was right, that they all had to change their names once everything went down, because, as s.h.i.e.L.D. they were wanted, and, the Cree would have wanted them or whatever, but they changed their names. So you wouldn't know their names. So cool. Alright. But, he's a bit of a moron and all it was. And this episode even plays up. In fact, I was actually kind of getting a kick out of the fact that it was basically being the annoying grandkid without them realising that they were because Fitz was getting really annoyed. He's like, oh, I've got a headache, piss off.
And he's like, I don't do babysitting.
Yeah. And that made that was really funny because he kept he's like, 5 miles deep? Whoa, did you ever go for a vacation? Which was also really funny because it's a reference to them being trapped at the bottom of the ocean. This episode was full of these references. This was great.
It was. I also appreciated him saying, don't question me about my IQ. He's like, I'm smart. It's like, not that we had IQ tests.
Yeah, we didn't care. We measured intelligence and how long you survive where I'm from. So no, all really funny stuff. But then he proved he was quite smart because he's the one who kind of figured out that maybe this ship's in there because of the gravitonium. Like he actually is the one who clocked that. So it's like, okay, he's got that until he didn't go through school in the same way that everyone else does. he went in through a different
system. Especially not the intense educational route of Fitzsimmons.
Because it's worth mentioning as well, he basically in the future, like when they first found him, recreated the framework.
Yeah,
he did his own version of it. That's pretty intelligent.
It is, yeah.
He's clearly quite savvy. He can pick things up. So, but yeah, so they had that whole fun stuff. I was really enjoying all that and the joking, especially at one point, even like when he gets frustrated and tells him to leave. Like Simmons just walks in, and it really feels like like bad guy dad's just kicked him out of the room, and then good guy mom's walked in and went, oh, what's going on? Like it really felt. I was getting those dynamics, but of course. And I was okay with this. It was a bit obvious to set up, but I was okay with them finding out. But I actually really like that he doesn't tell them.
Yeah, at least not yet.
At least, obviously they'll find out eventually. But I actually kind of like the idea of going for a little bit with him knowing. Because even just the moment at the end when he's looking over at Fitz, and he's like, you look good. Is that a new sweater there? And then he says it under his breath as he's walking away, all right, fine, Grandpa.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Grandpa.
Yeah. I'm kind of digging this because I like the moment when he found out, and he just kind of like he's just flabbergasted. He can't finish his sentences, and he's like, I'm here to tell you they're back. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, the obvious drama is going to be Fitzsimmons are going to learn through Hale.
I don't know if that's obvious drama. To me, that's comedy potential because they know he's their grandson and they don't tell him, but he knows if they both don't tell each other.
No, I'm just thinking of them learning through the shock of it from the villain. I can see the drama in that.
I mean, there's drama in the moment, but I can see a lot. If they don't tell each other, they know, and they both pretend.
That's it. It's okay. Is Deke around when this comes out?
That could be entertaining. Do you know, it's funny, with this show I could see it going either way. I could see the dramatic moment, or I could see it, like, Deke kind of admitting it when he has to, and it being, like, a really funny, like, why didn't you tell us moment.
No, I'm with you. Like I said, this show jumps between drama and comedy, anytime it wants.
Could easily play it either way. It's also really funny just to think about, because in the middle of the episode he's like, hey, you two just got married, you either break Fitz, why don't you go and give her some loving? Like, he basically says go and have sex with her. And I have to imagine that he regrets saying that when he realises later on, I was talking to my grandfather about my grandmother.
Does. Yeah,
so yeah, I kick out all that stuff. But no, that's been a solid episode. Maybe it wasn't as... By the way, I actually did a double take towards the start of the episode, because at one point, I think it's like Fitz and Coulson are walking through a hallway, right? And there was like just a woman walks like past them, and you see the back of her head, and I'm like, who is that? Why is there anyone else here? And it took me a second to realise, oh yeah, they got a bunch of staff from from last episode.
We had Davis on the flying thing, and he's like, Coulson, I'd rather May do this one.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, I don't disagree. It's fine.
Yeah.
May, I'm a red shirt. May you?
Yeah. This is safer for me.
Yeah. you fly the ship. It's fine. So that was all fun. Obviously, Sky's getting back into the action. No powers as of yet, but she is using her combat techniques, and it's
only a matter of time.
It's only a matter of time. But to the show's credit and to the character's credit, she's actually pretty fun even without the powers because she's quite good. So
yeah, she did proper S.h.i.e.L.D. training and all that nonsense.
Well, that was the thing. Like, she got her powers, but after she got her powers, she also got better fighting. So she also started. That's when we started getting the winners and stuff and everything else. And I feel like I'm not even disappointed she doesn't have her powers because I'm like, yeah, they can still pull off cool action sequences with her.
And you just know they're waiting for a triumphant return.
And the theme's going to kick in.
And it's going to be amazing.
The Quake theme is going to play as she gets her powers back.
Yeah.
So hey, it's all good stuff. And also, I just want to reiterate how much I loved them all laughing at Mac's photo, and Mac just trying to like scare them away as quickly as possible.
We've all been there.
Excellent. This was a fun episode. Probably one of the funniest episodes of the season, actually. I think there's just so many bits that I was laughing at. So many moments.
It's kind of one of the first episodes of just genuine downtime for most of it.
Yeah, because obviously we were on the lighthouse. Well, we're still in the lighthouse technically, but you know what I mean. We're
Future Lighthouse, yes.
We're in Future Lighthouse in space for the first chunk. Then obviously episode back was all hectic. Then the 100th obviously had to be a big thing. So yeah, it's like probably the first downtime episode. So it makes sense they're getting all the comedy.
It does, here. Yeah. Not that it hasn't been funny throughout in general, but
obviously it is,
more so than usual.
Just cranked up a little bit as everything's been set up. I tell you what I like.
Go on.
If I remember what I was going to say, which is why I was stalling as I was saying that sentence.
I thought you just couldn't remember the word for like.
No, I was forgetting. I was like, damn, what was I about to say I liked? I was about to say I liked something. God damn it.
You've lost it, haven't you?
I've lost it. I don't know what I was going to say. I had something to say I wanted to say I liked, but damn it.
You're going to remember as soon as this is uploaded.
I know. It's because if it's right after, we can always record again and I can insert it. But no, it's not going to happen there. It's going to happen.
Yeah, when it's too late.
Yeah. No, I concur.
You can leave a nice little comment underneath when you finally remember.
Just one final point to mention. Coulson insists he does not want any help to try and cheat death because, he's done that before. He's ready to sort of give up his time. And Sky and me are like, yeah, well, we're his shield, so we're going to do it anyway with Henry's back. So
yeah. I did like as well. Like I think it was Mac. It's like being a bit feeling he was being insensitive. Saying, "Oh, we're kind of short on time" or whatever it was. He said. He's like,
Fitz that said that.
Was it?
It was Fitz.
Was it Fitz?
Yeah, it was Fitz.
Yeah. Okay. Was Mac with them? There was three of them walking.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah, but it was Fitz who said it. Yeah.
Right. And Coulson's like, yeah, don't be. It's fine. We're all gonna die. Just get on with it.
That was both like pessimistic and optimistic at the same time.
Yeah, it was.
No, it was a good, super fun episode. So I'm excited to see where we're going next. We're building this basically the anti-Avengers team, or anti-Shields maybe more appropriate. But given that they've all got powers, I'm thinking more anti-Avengers.
Let's be honest. I'm just going to keep referring to them as the Suicide Squad.
That is also fair. I mean, the Suicide Squad's technically used for good things, though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's debatable with Waller because she can be a bit,
It's a bit shady.
Whereas this is straight up, no, Hale's the evil intentions.
It is. But just this team of villains with a government entity at the top, it feels very Suicide Squad.
It does. It does. But hey, and do we get more Jake Busey? Only time will tell. Does his dad come in? Do we get Gary Busey?
If only.
In an episode. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? But hey, so no, proper good fun. Had a blast. High marks pretty much all around. There was nothing that I disliked.
Nothing stood out to me. No.
No, I was super into it. And all the characters got good moments, good little moments here or there. And I'm feeling it's why I care so much about these characters at this point that there's almost nothing, unless they actively make someone act out of character, that will upset me, because I've invested in everything they're doing. So that moment when Sky and May are like, you know what, we're just going to try and help him anyway. Like, I think in a season 1 of a show, that would worry me. Oh, it's going to be kind of awkward drama when he finds out. He's going to be pissed at them. But given how they've handled other situations like that, and it's like, they're just going to be like, Coulson, we don't give a shit. We're keeping you alive because we love you, god damn it. Like,
They've gained the trust.
Yeah, I'm just expecting my hearty melt. I'm not expecting awkwardness.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
So full points. But that is S.h.i.e.l.D. episode 13, so let us know what you thought of this one. In the comments below, like, subscribe, all the usual stuff. Get us on the Twitters at mailed_fuzz for channel updates. If you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/mailfuzztv. You can do that over there. If you want to see our less positive reviews for Jessica Jones, we're 5 episodes into season 2. You can check out those.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had to get back to that.
Yeah, we're theoretically getting back to that tomorrow. So that's episode 6, hopefully sometime late Sunday, early Monday, when that'll go up. But not as good as S.h.i.e.L.D. Not by a long shot.
The first season is kind of up there with some S.h.i.e.L.D. Not all of it, obviously, because there's a lot more of S.h.i.E.L.D. But man, this season's not nowhere near.
Yeah. But that's us. So thank you once again for watching and listening. We always appreciate it. Keep watching TV, guys. Have you got any vanilla?